These days, most anglers understand how important it is to take what you need, but leave the rest of your catch to fight another day. But I guess you've asked yourself the question, how many of these fish that I'm releasing are actually surviving? Well, scientists are asking the same question, and today we're going to be looking at the latest information on one of our favourite species, the flathead. There are over 30 species of flathead in Australia, but only a few that anglers commonly catch. Best known are the sand flathead, found in the south down to Tasmania, and the big duskies on the east coast from Cairns to Victoria. Queensland Fisheries consultant Bill Sornock is a bit of a guru when it comes to post-release survival rates for fish. He's studied 22 species so far. This study was conducted in Tassie and Queensland. He got a heap of fishermen to catch plenty of lizards, which were held in tanks for several days, and they recorded the survival rates for different types of rigs and how hooks were removed.
The main issue with hooking is to try and avoid hooks that get lodged in the gut or in the throat of the fish. The survival rate is much lower for fish that are gut hooked compared with those that are hooked in the lip or in the mouth area.
Deep hooking is made much worse when you try to remove the hook, because you can rip the insides as you try to yank the hook out. If you've gut hooked a flathead, simply cut the line off at the mouth. Bill's study found often the fish will throw the hooks themselves after a few days. Now, how do you avoid deep hooking in the first place? Well, Bill says one way is to use lures rather than bait.
Because it's being retrieved, it's much more common for the fish to be actually hooked in the corner of the jaw or in the mouth somewhere.
If you're bait fishing, don't leave the rod in a rod holder. The fish are more likely to suck the bait right back. And here's another big factor, the type of hook you use. These circle hooks nearly always hook in the mouth, as opposed to the more conventional J hooks. Australian anglers are a bit wary of circle hooks, probably because you have to change your fishing technique to adapt to the unusual shape.
With conventional hooks, what people do is they strike when they feel the bite, and that sets the hook. However, if you do that with a circle hook, most times you actually pull the hook straight out of the mouth. So what you do with the circle hook is you actually just put a bit of pressure on the line and then allow, once you feel the weight, allow the hook to hook into the fish by itself.
Bill's study found that although you might miss a couple while you get used to the technique, the fish is less likely to get off the line once hooked and more likely to survive when it's released. Good news for the angler and the fish. There are plenty of other ways you can increase the chances of flathead surviving after you put them back in the water. For more info, go to the Fisheries Research and Development website and look for Bill's report.